Hi, it's Glenn here, the acupuncturist and martial arts instructor. And today I want to talk about five-element theory, classical five-element theory, and how it relates to you and me as individuals. So we need to start basic. It's really easy to get very complex very quickly with these things, but let's try to keep it really simple. I will explain more in later videos, but let's start at the beginning. So at the beginning we have the yin and yang symbol. I'm sure most of you are familiar with this thing. So what this tells us, we must first look at the circle itself, and what the circle tells us was this is the first movement, the first energy. And from this, the first division of this energy was to split itself into yin and yang, opposing forces that create tension between each other, which then cause the potential for change. Now, we know it's about the potential for change because it's not a straight line. That would be immutable energy that cannot change. No, this is a swirl, and the white swirl has a black dot, the black swirl has a white dot, which says it's the same energy, but it can change, it can transform. Now, additional information from this is the darkness pushes us towards the light, the bad things push us towards being better. So what it's saying is that harmony with everything, with our surroundings, with life, within ourselves is the way forwards, the way to develop, the way to better ourselves. So there's an awful lot of information contained within this, and we could do a whole separate video on this, and maybe we will later on. But anyway, so the first division of energy from the original energy, yin and yang. Now the second division, which is relevant to this, is the division of yin and yang into the five elements: fire, earth, metal, water, wood. And from this, all of existence is created. It's the balance of these five elements that everything is made. Now, you see it's a circle. The first circle, the outer circle, you probably can't see here, but the arrow's pointing clockwise. So we've got something called the Sheng cycle. That's the generating cycle. So fire generates earth. Earth generates metal. Metal generates water. Water generates wood. Wood generates fire. The second cycle is called the Ke cycle, the controlling cycle. So fire controls metal, metal controls wood, wood controls earth, earth controls water, water controls fire. So we have a generating and a controlling of this energy cycle. Now, what this is talking about in relation to us is these are five basic personality types. It's a lot more than that because it's kind of emotional profiling, and it's a complete set of emotions. In this instance, in balance. So in us, there's always one element that's going to be stronger. So then we start to get an emotional profile of a particular individual. So each one of these, each of us has a primary element, which then becomes our primary profile. So you get fire people, you get earth personalities, you get metal personalities, you get water personalities, you get wood personalities. But we all have all of these emotional elements contained within us. Now, if this was a picture of an entity's balance of elements, this would quite simply be the picture of a god, because yours and mine will not look like this. You know, there'll be certain things will be bigger, certain of the circles will be smaller, Some of the arrows might be going the wrong way. They won't be as evenly thick as they are. Some will be thinner, some will be thicker. So as a classical 5-element acupuncturist, what we're looking to do, it's almost like, well, in many ways it is like being an alchemist. You're trying to find the balance of elements within the best balance of elements within the individual. And how does this relate to you and me on an everyday basis? So, one, when you understand your own personality type, self-knowledge is power. When you understand the basic personality types of the other elements, what this does, it basically means that every interaction that you have is potentially so much better because you understand the needs, the wants, the desires and the weaknesses of each of the elements. And when this happens, we can then operate in a more harmonious way with the people around us, which is what Yin and Yang tells us. It talks about harmony, and in this instance we're talking about harmony with those around us. But also the self-knowledge helps to bring about harmony within ourselves. When we have harmony within ourselves, we move in harmony with the world and the people around us. So the next videos I'll do will be a detailed breakdown of each of the 5 different personality types. And I think I'll produce other ones as this develops. We'll see what comes up. But I hope that wasn't too complicated. And if you've got any questions, you can always ask me. And until the next time.